Welcome back to the news. Now, will the Mayans be able to reveal the truth about what will happen to Earth on the 21st of December 2012? News First Mahina Bongzo has a detailed report. Let's now cross over to our second studio. The year 2012 has grabbed the attention of the world, mainly owing to the ominous Mayan calendar, which predicts the end of the world on the 21st of December 2012. But now a new Mayan calendar has been found recently, and its predictions and components are yet to be ascertained. So who are the Mayans, and what is the origin of the Mayan calendar?
The Mayans were an indigenous community that lived in Central America. Their homeland is today known as South and East Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador and West Honduras. The giant stone pyramid and other places of worship which were built by the Mayans are still evident today. It was also extraordinary that they held great knowledge of mathematics and astrology. However, what happened to the Mayans? It's still a mystery to many scientists.
Dr. Fiorella Capuano, who resides in Italy and who is an expert on Mayan prophecies, are now joining with us. Doctor, what have you found out about the Mayan prophecies so far?
The Mayan civilization dates back to over 8000 BC, that is about 10,000 years ago. There was a group of Mayans that lived around 300 or 400 or 900 years after the birth of Christ. The Mayans we speak about are called Galactic Mayans. It is believed that they lived between 400 AD to 600 AD. They represent the Golden Age. It can be assumed that they were highly intelligent. They were called the Galactic Mayans because they could travel through time.
Fiorella, could you also tell us what you think about the Mayan calendar?
According to the Mayans, the time on Earth for us will end this year. This is the transition period. This is known the period between the previous era, 3113 years ago, and the new era which will dawn as the Golden Era.
Fiorella, now you say the 21st of December 2012 will mark a golden era for the world. But then there are others who claim that it would be the opposite.
21st of December 2012 is the end of an era. From the 21st of December 2012 to the 26th of July 2013, 7 moons will rise. This is a great period to recognize the life cycles of man. Therefore, man prepares to move into the galactic era. 2012 is a period without the Golden Age. During this period, we will have to face earthquakes and volcano eruptions.
That is the view of Dr. Fiorella, who is an expert on Mayan prophecies. But does her opinion have a scientific basis? We asked the question from Dr. Rohan Fernando, who is a physicist.
According to this cycle, there is a final day. Then again it has to begin. The Mayans are divided into 5 groups. A part of the 5125 group is that is ending. If the world is to end in that manner, it should happen at dawn, but no one actually knows it. It is a joke to speak about the end without knowing the beginning.
ඉතින් කිසිම කෙනෙක් දන්නේ නැහැ ඔගේ පටන් ගන්න අලුයමේ මුලද මේ කියලා. පටන් ගන්නමක් නැතුව අපිට අවසානයක් ගැන කතා කිරීම සම්පූර්ණ විහිළුවක් කියලා තමයි මට හිතෙන්නේ.
However, NASA scientist Professor Sarah Seeger has a different view.
Astronomers have absolutely no evidence that the world will end in 2012. Some people have interpreted the Mayan calendar as ending in 2012, but the ancient Mayans are not here today to explain that they would just start a new calendar. So right now, we do not have anything to worry about as far as astronomical events are concerned. Our world will continue beyond December 21st, 2012.
Well, former Army Commander Sarath Fonseka engaged in religious observances yesterday and today at the ancient Katharagama sacred grounds.
Sarath Fonseka, who arrived at the Kirivihara in Katharagama, engaged in religious observances last evening. At the Kirivihara premises, Sarath Fonseka and others who accompanied him took part in the Kiripindu Puja this morning. DNA parliamentarians Tiran Alas and Janta Katagoda were also present. A correspondent noted that subsequently Sarath Fonseka attended a special puja at the Mahasen Devalaya. Subsequently, the group obtained blessings at the Katharagama Mahadevala. Meanwhile, an event to welcome former Army Commander Sarath Fonseka was held opposite the main bus stand in Dikwella Matara this evening. The welcome event was organized by UNP parliamentarian Buddhika Patirana. They are spreading various rumors that I will join the government and that I will have dealings with the government. They are the ones who put me in prison and I think they have temporarily pushed me out. Therefore, I can make a promise before you that I will never have any dealings or get into any cooperation with them.
The Platform for Freedom conference was held in Mathura yesterday with the participation of politicians and representatives of civil organizations.
The government collected about 90 billion rupees as tax this year, but there is an interest to pay this year which amounts up to nearly 1 trillion rupees. Now tell me, is this economic management correct? More loans are being taken without the government being able to pay back these loans. They are planning to obtain a loan of $430 million from the IMF next week or the week after. It would have been acceptable if a service is done to the public. But what are they doing with these loans? They carpet roads which have concrete, construct towers which can be seen in India with rotating restaurants. In a country where the public is unable to have 2 or 3 meals, is the rotating restaurant the need of the government? Is that what the public is asking for?
Now Mohan Piris cannot remember the details he gave about Pragit Teknaligoda. He sent to ask God about it. Even if God comes to Geneva, what we would have to ask is whether he saw Pragit Teknaligoda. Now we will have to bring God to the high courts and the magistrate courts in order to find details about our disappeared children. This cannot be hearsay. For hearsay, they say things others told them. We are asking the international community not to make this a country where crimes occur on hearsay.
When the Tamils assert that they are a different people with a different language and culture and religion and so on and so forth, that doesn't mean that they are negating the importance of the Sinhala people in this country or the fact that the Sinhala people are the majority people in this country. There has been one set of suspicions and fears that have been instilled in the minds of people, Tamil people in the north and east, and another set of fears and suspicions that have been instilled in the people of the south. So I want you to know that when the Tamil National Alliance says that we are for the right to self-determination of a people called Tamils in this country, that in no way negates the right to self-determination of the other peoples of this country. The fact that the people are entitled to right to self-determination does not necessarily mean that they must exist as a separate country.
In local news, the Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa says that the country has a paddy harvest which will be enough for about a year and could be used even during a natural disaster. He expressed this view at a function held in Mahara this morning.
The function was held to vest in the public the weekly fair complex in Malwatu Hiripitiya Mahara, which was renovated under the Divinaguma program. The President took steps to prevent this country relying on other countries for food. I would like to state with pride that the key aim of the President is to make the country, which has been importing paddy for a long time, self-sufficient in paddy for the first time. Even if we face floods or droughts, he had the strength to fill our storages in a manner where food could be provided for about a year.
The Medical Health Officer's office in Tamankatu, Polonnaruwa, which was renovated with the funds of the Ministry of Health, was declared open today under the patronage of Minister of Health Maithripala Sirisena.
A group of ministers were also present at the event. When I carry out my duties as a minister, even though I would have many duties to carry out in my capacity as a minister and the General Secretary of the party, I first fulfill my duties towards my wife and children and then carry out other activities. Last week when I was leaving home in the morning, my wife said that she feels unwell and she should meet a doctor. Then I told her I will go to the office and speak to a doctor. When I reached the office, several ministers from outside who have come for work relating to their areas entered my room immediately. I told them that we can make the government or we can break the government, but we need to keep our home government going. Therefore, give me a minute. I have some other work to attend to. I will speak to a doctor. Give me 5 minutes. I finished off that work and then attended into the needs of the other ministers.